Okay, turn it up. Lights. Stage is set.
All speakers ready?
Sound recording. Camera roll. We're going live in 3, 2.
Today, we are faced with a challenge. For generations, humans have been the ultimate knower, a person whose values are defined by the knowledge they possess. But what has emerged in the last few years is a new competitor. In fact, it is no longer a competitor as it has outperformed us in all knowledge tasks. Introducing the new ultimate knower, artificial intelligence. Let's discuss the challenge. Artificial intelligence. Well, it has read every book, it can recall every fact, it never gets tired, and it never forgets. Its knowledge is almost always certain. On the other hand, we have us, humans. We forget things like where we put our car keys or where we put our phones. We cram to study for tests just to forget about the material a week later. Our knowledge is flawed, fragile, and incomplete. By any standard of measure, this isn't really a fair fight. It seems like we've already lost. But what if we're measuring the wrong thing? What if the game isn't about who knows the most, but who can learn the fastest? What if our fragility, our curiosity, and our ability to ask what if, how, and why is actually our greatest advantage? Take some time to imagine. Imagine that you woke up in a world where robots did everything. Everything. Think about it. From working in offices, to making coffee, to driving cars. They replaced humans for absolutely everything. So now, I want you to ask yourself, in that kind of world, where do we belong? What are we supposed to do? Think about it. Well, today, I'm here not to talk about competing against AI, but rather how we can live alongside it. It's about making the change from being a knower to becoming a learner. My name is Quinn Alexa, and today I'll be talking about embracing a new human identity, from being a fixed knower to a flexible learner. We can say that the age of being a knower is over. Let's think of the majority of schools today. A lot of them still have the teacher out in front and some sort of sage on the stage. Students are empty vessels to be filled. Success is measured by tests, and the primary goal is the efficient transfer of known information. But now and in the future, this old model is no longer effective. You might be wondering why this old model isn't effective. It is because it was created and designed for a different time. But unfortunately, this no longer works. For generations, this model was successful. It was engineered for efficiency, as the main goal is to transfer information into as many people as possible. This created the human knower. But now I wonder, if the world is changing, should our way of teaching stay the same? Let's reflect on the first revolutionary earthquake. Boom! We found the internet. Now, looking for knowledge was as easy as snapping our fingers. Knowledge came from scarce to abundant, which we could even say overwhelming. But now the challenge is no longer the access to knowledge, but rather than the curation and the verification of its validity. But after the internet, even something bigger comes. That's when the second revolutionary earthquake hits. Boom! You know what? We've created the ultimate knower, AI. AI isn't just a better library. It changes everything. It can summarize and synthesize all the known information perfectly within seconds. It can source and read through multiple research papers in a flash. So then, my question is, if AI can do all this perfectly, what's left for us? What is our job? What are we supposed to do? Does this make schools irrelevant? Well, this is what I believe. In a world constantly evolving and changing quickly, our value is no longer from what we know, because knowledge is accessible everywhere, but it's from our ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn. We should look for an upgrade from our identities, like an identity with a fixed mindset, I am what I know, to an identity with a flexible mindset, I am what I learn. Instead of looking for answers, look for questions, or in this case, AI prompts to find the answer. AI shouldn't just be used as an answer oracle just to find direct answers, but we can think of it as a thinking tool, a thinking partner. AI is like a telescope. It doesn't replace the astronomer. It extends their vision, allowing them to see further and understand more than ever before. But you might be asking, why should AI be used as a thinking partner if we can just type in a prompt and then it gives us the direct answers? Well, when we use AI as a thinking tool, it helps us develop critical thinking skills, replacing cognitive laziness. Let me give you an example to show what I mean. Let's say that you are given homework. Your homework is to argue whether a famous explorer is a hero or a villain. And instead of just handing you the answers, AI acts as a super smart debate partner. It quickly gives you 5 reasons why this explorer is a hero and 5 reasons why they're a villain. Now, your job isn't to copy the list. It's to analyze, to think. What are better reasons? What are the weakest? Which ones do I believe? Are there any biases in them? Then, we can combine it. Compare the points. Which have better reasons? Which ones do I believe and why? You aren't overdoing thinking. You're just upgrading it. Because AI didn't just hand you the answers. It forced you. It forced you to think. It pushes you to question the answers, compare the facts, and choose the best evidence. It doesn't make you lazy. It just gives you a bit more to think about. This is one of the reasons why teachers and educators nowadays in IB schools encourage students to use AI. It's not to avoid the need of thinking. It's to support it. Using AI, it provides us to find the answer quicker because we have the information. It allows us to view the information from more perspectives efficiently, and it provides the sources to validate the information. But a lot of you might be asking, but Alexa, isn't it just easier to ask AI to rewrite it or simplify it from a resource? Or you may also ask, isn't using AI as a thinking tool just doubling the work? Well, let me share my perspective. Sometimes when we are assigned tasks that still involves research skills, we often say that, oh, teachers won't even know I copy-pasted this from ChatGPT, Gemini, or any other AI platform. They'll never know. But let's be honest here. Using AI to simplify the answer or just rewrite it from a resource does help you get a good grade. But that's the main issue. It doesn't really do anything in your life. Since you didn't research and struggle then, I would question whether you really learned anything at all. And this is concern. In fact, a 2025 Copy Leaks in AI Education Trends report shows that 48% of students, yes, 48% of them, admitted to using AI in ways that violate their school's policies. And let me share another scenario with you. Let's say there are two students. They were both given 2 weeks to make a presentation. Student A here, they used AI. All they did was open Canva, pick a template, and copy-pasted the information there. No thinking, no analysis, so we could say no real knowledge gained. On the other hand, we have student B, who does all the research by themselves. They still use AI, but they use it as a thinking tool. They used it responsibly. They made sure to check for biases, false information, and prejudices. It took them more time, but in the end, they did well. At a glance, and in terms of grades, it seems like student A is far superior to student B because they have managed to get a good outcome, yet with less effort and less time. But in real-life situations where you can't use AI to solve things for you, guess who would struggle more? Student A would. Meanwhile, student B would have had the advantage because they have developed these skills over the years. They have adapted to these kind of situations. And student A would be somewhere struggling because they have relied too much on AI. And this is why teachers and educators often encourage students to use AI responsibly. They want to sharpen our skills and help prepare us for the future. These responsible approaches requires two new skills. Prompt literacy, which means to be able to ask better questions to receive better answers, and output literacy, which means to be able to critically evaluate answers. We should build critical literacy skills, the ability to read, analyze, and evaluate to ensure that the given information is relevant and accurate. Now, I have a vision where we are a world of learners. Because this change isn't just about one person. It changes our whole way of life. If everyone learns how to learn, we can create a smarter, stronger, and more caring world. Schools would focus more on curiosity and how people think, not just on getting the right answers. Students will be taught more on how to ask better questions. And when they receive an answer that's not what they want, they should be able to reformat a prompt to get the information needed from the AI programs. And as Ray Kurzweil once noted, artificial intelligence will augment human intelligence, not replace it. By doing this, we can build a world where learning is a part of how we live every day. And this big change, it starts from a very small change. It starts from you. So I have a challenge for you. The next time you face a problem, I challenge you to change the question. Instead of asking, what's the answer? I challenge you to change it to, what do I need to learn to solve this? Because this small, simple change moves you from having a passive knower mindset to an active learner mindset. In this age, the goal isn't to beat AI at knowing. It's to be able to use it to become better at learning. As Karam Lakhani in the Harvard Business Review put it, AI won't replace humans, but humans with AI will replace humans without AI. So keep your curiosity switched on and keep your humanity at center. And let's go learn. Thank you.